So hello everyone. Let's talk about tinalak process. But first, let's talk about what is tinalak. So tinalak is a traditional cloth found in Mindanao Island, made by a group of people in Lake Cebu, South Cotabato, called Tibulis or the Tibuli people. This traditional cloth is hand-woven, made of abaca fibers. And Langdulay, who is a recipient of the National Living Treasures Award, was known for preserving her people's tradition of weaving tinalak. Fudalu, the spirit god of Abaca, which also believes that imparted the designs to them through dreams. Tinalak, a brown Abaca-based cloth tie-dyed with intricate designs, is produced by women of Mindanao's Tibuli tribe. They are also called as tinalak dream weavers because the pattern of the tinalak cloth are inspired by their dreams. And only women are allowed to lace the tinalak. Men are forbidden to handle the abaca fiber until the weaving process is complete. There is also a saying that the weaver should not cuddle with her husband during the weaving time because it may cause the abaca to break or destroy the design sent across a dream. It is also one of the best-known cultural products of the Philippines. So, here's how. Tinalak process. Tinalak production is a labor-intensive process requiring a knowledge of a range of skills learned from a young age by the women of the tribe. So according to them, the best time to weave is early morning and afternoon, not in the heat of the midday sun. And as what I've said earlier, only women are allowed to do the tinalak, and it requires knowledge and skills since tinalak is a long process. Tinalak has a distinctive tricolor scheme. They are the white for the pattern, red for relief elements, and black or deep brown for the background. So, here's how it's done. Fibers used in weaving are harvested from abaca tree and prepared in process known as kadungon. So the way people harvest abaca is called kadungon. The two metal blades are used to quickly remove the pulp and reveal the filaments, which are worked by hand into the fine threads. So by pulling the abaca strips using a sprung knife mechanism to remove the pulp and separate the fibers. During tembong or connecting, an artisan will connect individual threads end to end. Fibers are tied together to make long warp threads for the loom. Threads are joined together in threes for preparation of the ikat design. Temugo or dyeing is done in the ikat style using beeswax and natural pigments. Fibers are first boiled in a black dye for several weeks. So dye creates a deep black and rusty red color when boiled with the abaca. Weaving or mewel is done on backstrap loom called legugong, and weaving one piece of cloth can take up to a month of uninterrupted work. The ikat ties are then cut away to reveal the natural color underneath. The intricate design is revealed when the warp threads are placed onto the loom. The final stage in the process, called semaki, involves burnishing the fabric with a cowrie shell that is heated by friction, or after taking off the loom, it is beaten with a wooden club to help soften the fabric and uses a seashell suspended from a bamboo stick to add shine, and on this stage a guy can already do the work. So they use nut oil to condition the fabric and add shine to it. So, to summarize, abaca fiber is stripped from the abaca tree, cleaned, dried, and separated into strands. These strands are then carefully selected, hand-tied, and rolled into balls. Natural vegetable dyes produced by the Tivoli weavers themselves are used to stain these hand-spun abaca fibers. Yes, the dye used by Tivoli weavers are natural dyes from locally grown leaves and roots. The tinalak is then woven, usually in tones of red, brown, with the end product requiring months of work to produce a single unique weaving. So, tinalak weavings are one of the traditional properties exchanged at the time of marriage and is used as a covering during birth to ensure a safe delivery. So on the previous slide, it is the process of how a tinalak is done. And tinalak also is has a traditional way and beliefs while doing it. So tinalak is infused with spiritual meaning, and as such there are a variety of traditions surrounding its production and use. Some of these are: one should not step over a weaving in progress, and doing so is a risk illness. Cutting the cloth will cause sickness or death unless done according to traditions. If a weaving is sold, a brass ring is often attached to appease the spirits, and while weaving at tinalak, Tibuli women practice abstinence in order to maintain the purity of their art. Tinalak also is used for ritual purposes, as an offering to the spirits and during festival celebrations. It is also exchanged between families for food and supplies in the Tibuli's barter economy, which endures to this day. So, that ends my report. Thank you. I hope you've learned something.